Are you a racist? If you answered yes to that question, then you're a racist. If you answered no to that question, then you're a racist. There's a lot of talk about racism going on nowadays, and the loudest voices are the ones that are saying anyone who is white is by default a racist. And that's not necessarily what I want to talk about in this video. What I want to talk about in this video is a very interesting phenomenon that I'm noticing that's associated with these ideas. And that's these confessional videos, or these people that are coming out and basically in a very self-deprecating way admitting to being a racist or being a part of the problem. And now, granted, there are probably lots of people that are part of the problem, but there are also lots of people that can't exactly explain why they're a part of the problem. But they still come out in these very contrite, very sincere, or apparently sincere ways, and talk about ways that they are ignorant, ways that they are racist, ways that they are hurting people. And it's this phenomenon that I want to talk about because I think that there's a really interesting link between this and religion. Now, most religions acknowledge some inherent problem with humanity. Every single person has this dissonance inside himself. We can call it sin. That's probably one of the more common. Some kind of problem that we have that we can't get rid of, or that we're working to get rid of, depending on what religion you're talking about. And so this inherent guilt is something that I would argue everyone has. And religions, or at least religions, are supposed to solve this problem. They're supposed to get this guilt and take it away from the person. And sometimes this has to do with certain beliefs. Sometimes this has to do with things that you say, like confessions. Sometimes it has to do with things that you do. Give away your money, serve the poor. These are all ways of alleviating this internal guilt. Now, this whole white fragility thing, this whole critical race theory as it comes to white people, is sort of taking the place of that. These people are making these confessions. They're saying these very vague things, I think, in an effort to assuage this guilt that they do have. Now, the guilt may not be related to race at all. In fact, the guilt is probably related to things that they're much less comfortable talking about in public. But these people have this guilt. I mean, I think we all do to some extent. And they're using this vehicle, they're using this method of trying to expunge that guilt, of trying to clear the things that bother them. And this is very common in religions at large, but a lot of people are simply not religious right now, and they try to find another way because this problem exists regardless of what you believe. So I think that there's something to these videos, there's something to this confessional attitude that's happening a whole lot now, and I think it's also something that may be best not confronted harshly. I think that to acknowledge that there is something wrong with you is a very appropriate thing to do, and I think it's also really important to figure out how to channel that in a way that's honest. So to say that you're a racist may not be the biggest problem that you have, particularly if you can't articulate how you've actually been a racist. I personally believe that the gospel of Jesus is the way to fix this problem. We all have sin, we all have guilt, and Jesus is the one who takes that away. There are many people who believe that doing this or saying that will fix their problems, but what certainly won't fix your problem is making a video and going onto YouTube and telling the world that you're a racist in a way that you don't really know how. So, just a thought. Let me know what you think.